Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure, folks. You're very welcome back to another episode of the Hope Show weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, pop culture, movies, TV and all that type of thing. We got a few guys in the back here. We got Jim Collector, Eddie Money Mendez, and we have Mike L. How are you doing, guys? Just a few days away from Halloween. Are we Halloween friends here? Do you like the fall, as you call it in the States?
Love it.
Right, okay. Well, Jim is dressed to impress, clearly.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good stuff, good stuff. Is it kind of like around here now, it's like, you know, leaves are falling down, and it's all kind of browns and oranges and reds and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, very much. Yep.
Heard the States is pretty epic when it comes to August or autumn, the fall and Halloween and stuff.
Yeah, I sent you some pictures last year, and of the houses and stuff like that. There's a lot of very creative Halloween decorated houses this year.
People go all out, yeah.
They do, man. I don't know where they keep all this stuff, because like some of it's inflatable, but a lot of it is like, I mean, there are huge plastic skeletons everywhere.
That's cool, man. They probably just don't. Yeah. They probably just sell the shipper boxes, or they probably just trash the shipper boxes.
Yeah,
for it all. So yeah,
that's a nice safe space that way.
Yeah.
I mean, things are worthless without the shipper boxes. So
I'm telling you,
That's
especially all those Halloween decorations. You know, tell me this, man. I cannot remember if I've seen your collection in all its glory, like it's looking today. So they are your Modu cases behind you, yeah?
Yeah, so you're seeing the Modu cases, but I really don't have anything set up in there yet. So
it looks good, though.
Thanks, man. And then I've been working on the detox there, and you know, I'm just like, I got a pile of figures that I have to open up right there next to me. So it's a work in progress.
I'm pretty sure myself and Jim just communicated with our eyebrows. Jim, are you looking all that space that he has?
Yes, I am. Bloody hell.
That is
a basement.
I got lucky,
insane.
man.
That's very cool.
My wife was looking for a house. I was looking for a basement with a house above it. So I got lucky. We met in the middle there.
No, man, that's cool, man. You get to stream from a couch as well. That's pretty cool, man. It's just it's nice and comfortable. Like, good stuff, man. It looks incredible so far, and it's gonna look incredible.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
So,
guys.
Eddie, how are we doing? Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just tired. You know, I'm my normal, cheery, excited self. So
who are you talking about? We don't invite you here for your cheer. We invite you here for the brutally honest takes. Did Zach tell you I was going to be on Collecting Weekly?
Yeah, he did.
I begged. I'm not afraid to share. It's like bucket list tick. So yeah.
I told him I couldn't make it this week.
Ah, you.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Well, we get straight into a topic before we do anything. Do you want to? We get straight into topics. We let Jim pick there. So I'll just share. I should have the slides all up here. And let me see. I'll just get straight into this grid. So, Jim, anything standing out to you then?
Not massively. There's not much going on this week, is there?
Not really.
I don't know if you want to.
Three
You want
announcements.
to save Savage for later, or
Save
Let's start
Savage for
with
later.
yeah. Let's go for the Commando then. Let's do him.
Cool. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Let's have a chat with this. This is one definition, one of those figures that, you know, I pass on a lot of things that look cool to get things I love and all that, but this is one of the ones that I'm like, this looks so goddamn cool. So this is branded the Bad Batch, but I believe they first appeared, correct me if I'm wrong, in a game. Battlefront? No, I'm not sure what
Yeah,
game
like
it
a
was. but-
PS2 game. I think I don't think I
Yeah?
ever played it, but from ages ago.
Yeah, I can't remember the title now, but yeah, you're right. It is a game. I don't think it was called. It wasn't a Battlefront
It
game
was,
though. It was like Commando,
Republic
Republic Commandos. Yeah,
Republic.
So that's their first ever appearance, was there?
I think so, but the chat will correct us. I think it is. They actually recently re-released it on Switch, so I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but a lot of people love that game.
Cool. I'm trying to get Sideshow up here, but it doesn't seem to be loading up. I'm guessing this is in around 240 or something. Anyone have a price on this?
I think it's 235, but
235?
let me look it up.
Let's got it here. I know the 220 is the Stormtrooper Commando. It says here, it's giving me the price in euro, about 224
I think it
euro.
was 235.
Yeah, but 235 would make sense. If I just want to shop all, and 1 second, let's apply this filter. So from newest, 235, yeah, it is 100% right. It's 235, yeah.
Wow.
So looks pretty damn good. What do you think about it, Mike?
I like it a lot. I already have the one of each of those two there, and I have 6 shiny clone troopers because I just went all in on them. Because I think the same thing might happen on these though. It's like you look at them and you're like, why not just have those readily available for all time? But you don't know. You can't trust that. Like I think they might do the same thing with these that they did with the shiny clones, and they might be hard to come by before release.
You're talking about the Attack of the Clones shiny clone trooper, yeah?
Yeah, like when those first appeared, I think a lot of us just thought like, they should be readily available, and then they were gone, and now they fetch a pretty penny. So I'm probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 of these just because I want to build them out, because like you said, these are a Bad Batch release, but they're Clone Wars, they're video game. Like they can fit in a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah, I get that. And so are you picking this up or?
Yeah, I have the other 2. I've got one of these on order now. I might get 1 or 2 more.
Were the other 2 is the Imperial Commando is one of them? Is the other one Storch or something like that?
Scorch.
Would that be right?
Yeah.
Scorch. Sorry, Storch. That's not even a word.
Scorch.
But like, you managed to pick up one of each of them, yeah?
Yeah, I guess I got lucky because they were both. I know Scorch was like a limited thing. They both were, weren't they? Yeah, they both were. They honestly, like, if you really wanted them, it was one of those situations where it's like, just be there on time, you'll get it for the most part. But now they're gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking here in Sideshow and just say a lot of these stormtroopers, even the variants, are either sold out or waitlist open. Even the Stormtrooper Commander from the Mandalorian, basically a stormtrooper with the orange pauldron, I have it there. It is that was 220. For the longest time, it was the cheapest, probably the cheapest figure you could get on Sideshow, and it's waitlist open now. So like I'm looking now, and the Stormtroopers with the Death Star dioramas, they're still there on pre-release, so you can still order them. But a lot of times when these things are gone, they're gone. And like I know that Ben Thomas and Anthony from Six Scale Mafia were always saying that like these like basic troopers, like your shiny clone or your shiny stormtrooper, should be available like kind of on tap on Sideshow or wherever, because I get that because people want to army build and stuff like that, but like the original trilogy stormtrooper with the light up Death Star diorama, which I picked up 2 of them and I absolutely loved them, like they're still available on Sideshow for how long, who knows. But yeah, so you've got all 3 of them.
I got all 3 of them.
Pretty damn cool. I really like the design, man.
They do. You know what's really nice too is I can't even tell from this picture if those are lit up, photoshopped, or just the paint, because the paint on them is really nice on those visors. So
I've heard that.
They look like they have a glow. Another thing to keep in mind, like the shiny clone troopers, is that customizers love these things
it's a blank canvas.
White. Yeah, it's a blank canvas. So they buy up a lot of them, and resell them and stuff like that. So I think that's what. And Hot Toys doesn't really seem to care about army building figures. Like they don't, you know what I mean? Like they could, I would think, make a lot more money, but they just don't seem to overproduce or produce at the amount that the fan base wants them.
Yeah, like I mean, typical named character, like even like say, okay, a good example would be the Bane, which I picked up during the week, which contender for figure of the year. I can see why people would want to pick up two of them. Well, number one, it is a phenomenal figure, but just to expose that body, but then use him with like one of the coats that kind of, you know, the big kind of the coat he spent, the big overcoat with the sheepskin and stuff like that. Very different looks, you know. Like putting it on, like for me, the iconic look is with the coat, but then the body is so heavy and built, and you know, it just looks incredible. And with the seamless technology in it, and the scarring and the texture on the skin, it's just like covering up seems like a crime almost. So I can see why people would pick two of them. But you're not going to army build Banes, whereas like with a shiny clone or original trilogy shiny Stormtrooper or one of these clone commanders, people want to do that stuff, you know. So yeah, you do have a point there. Eddie, you interested in this, or does this float your boat, or no interest?
I really like the design of the
Same.
Commandos a lot. I used to have a statue of the shiny one along,
Cool.
like a custom. Forgot who made it, but it was pretty sick. And I think that was the first time I had ever seen that design, because I never played the game, and I never played any of those Star Wars games, and it was cool. By then, though, I knew that after I got the statue, I knew what it was, and then they added it to Bad Batch, so it was cool to see that design in Bad Batch. It made me like Bad Batch more. But and then I also was able to get both of the limited ones. Not for
Cool.
me though. Ended up getting them for other people, but they weren't that hard to get. I think. I feel like every time they have those limited, it's just a case of be there on time and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Almost, most likely.
I think the named characters will probably be a bit harder to get, like your likes of your Joker or your Anakin with Artisan hair and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the unnamed, like it's kind of like a niche within a niche, like trooper collectors. Like I'm a trooper collector, like, but I still gotta rein that in, like, you know what I mean? Like I'd rush out more for like a Bane or a good Bale Batman or whatever before I'd pick up a trooper. But I still love the troopers. Like I still haven't got that Sand Trooper, like, but that could be one I just wait and see when people get bored of it and sell it. I'll pick it up. So you got the two limited ones, and you're gonna you said you like the look of this, but you got the two limited ones for other people. Would you consider picking up the basic clone for yourself, or?
I might. I don't want to. I'm not gonna pre-order it though, and if it sells out, then I lose out. It is what it is. I still don't know what I'm doing with Star Wars, because I might not even collect Star Wars. I don't know yet. I don't have any figures, so
yeah.
And right now, the idea of not having any doesn't like worry me that much, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, if I can save money, I'll save money.
Yeah, it's probably a good sign that maybe you don't want to go in that direction.
Yeah.
Jim, what about yourself? You into this?
I mean, it looks awesome. Design's really, really cool, as others have said. I liked Bad Batch. It's not my favorite thing in Star Wars. Like, it's really good, but it's just not like collectible worthy for me at that level. But I do like it. Like, that design is intimidating, and he looks big and bulky, and just like a proper badass. But nah, like for me, like with Star Wars, because I collect other IPs as well, I have to keep it kind of limited. I can't get everything, unfortunately. So this is, I'll just admire this one from afar, I think, but it does look really sweet.
Good stuff. Yeah, fair enough. I appreciate your thoughts. I'm just going to address the chat really quickly. As usual, shout out to all the channel members, troopers, and commanders. This is episode number 60 of the host show. This is pretty cool. We've been doing it over a year. Congratulations to the people who won the channel member giveaway last week, should I say. Ryan Smith won the Fusion Reactor Mark III 2.0 light up kit. Ian H. and Silver Fox won the Fusion Reactors Luke Skywalker green lightsaber. The store credit was won by Trevor. 1/6 shooter. This is looking like a fix, but you all watched the duck race, folks. $168 worth of store credit. And finally then Brandon Salad won the main giveaway, which is from Lion Rock Toys, the TMS 070X WoW. So all of them today. I boxed them all up and I've got the addresses and they'll be sold on. Of course, Trevor, I'm going to contact Luke Light so that they can add his store credit to his email address. But massive thank you. There will be giveaways in the future. There are channel perks and stuff like that if you just want to check the community tab in the description. And as usual, the link to become or consider becoming a channel member is there pinned as the live description. So shout out to Caffeinated Comic Fan. We got Moose, 12-inch Moose Stream, who did his first stream, actually. I watched Friday night there, I watched Manahot Collectibles, so congratulations, Moose. We got It's Popsick here as well. We got Pedro Lopez. We got Kyle Goodwin. We've got Neaterific, channel member as well. Greetings, Collector. What do you think of the Sideshow Labria as an exclusive? I have no idea what that is. Anyone?
That's the devil... The cantina.
Oh, cantina guy. Yeah. I saw it briefly, but no. I for me, I'm out on that. But anyone else?
Yeah, I'm not collecting it either. It is interesting that they're limiting him to 500. I don't know if that's because the other ones aren't selling in PO or they're trying to create some buzz or excitement about the line.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I think Ian's keen on him still.
He is. Yeah.
Hey everyone, sorry not there. Work has been busy for a few weeks. We'll be back when I can. No problem, man. You have the open invite, and thank you very much for doing the questions for Face Off. Mike has them in his possession, so I'm gonna try and defend my 1 week streak against one or two boys. So we'll see what happens. Ryan Smith, I have packed up your fusion reactors, one of the winners from last week, and I'll be putting that in the post tomorrow and give you tracking. Doguito, thanks very much for being here. Ryan Smith is loving Jim Collector's t-shirt. We got the Humble Collector UK who's here every single Monday. Thank you. Appreciate your consistency and support. We got Blue Tattoo. What else do we have here? We got Brandon Salad. Like I say, I had packed up. I think I sent you a photo there of that TMS 070 all boxed up, ready to go to Illinois. Never really dawned on me in today when I was writing Illinois. Don't worry, Brandon, I'm not going to tell everyone your exact full address, but he lives in Illinois. Have narrowed it down. Just the way it's spelled, it's like a capital I and then 2 lowercase L's. Just looks like Roman numerals for 3. Looks like I, and then another I. It's just, and then there's NOI. It's strange. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things that, you know, when you think of a word and you're like, why is that called that? Someone's just decided that, and you say it over and over your head and it loses meaning. Yes. But yeah, as Star-Lord was saying, or someone, was it Guardians of the Galaxy? It's like, that sounds like a made up word. All words are made up. I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy or Infinity War or something. Yeah. Blue Tattoo. I have Scorch plus 2 Imperial Commandos. I don't need this Clone Commando. Maybe to repaint them, but other than that, no, fair enough. Ancient Silver Fox, just in honor of Ian and Ancient Philip, who will be rejoining us next week. Shout out to you, Ian. Sláinte.
Yeah, this is an adult beverage.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's manly according to him, but...
what do you have there?
I've got the Founder's Breakfast Stout.
Stout for breakfast. Now, there's nothing more manly than that.
Thank you.
Take that, Ian.
Yes.
Man's drinking stout for breakfast.
That sounds nice.
We got X-Men Supreme. Hey everyone. Another channel member, Dave. Thanks very much for being here. And who else do we have here? We got Stanley, and we've got where's Ian and Eddie? Well, Eddie is on screen, and Ian will rejoin us next week. I think Stanley's like your biggest fan. I think he's always asking for Ian. And
really? Wow. Thanks.
Dan. Honestly, Dan, that was an hour and a half of my life I'm never getting back. I genuinely was halfway through watching it, and I was like, "Did Dan just say this to wind me up?" Like, I just did not like that at all. I thought it was complete nonsense from start to finish. What? Dan, I love you. I just thought it was terrible, and no, I'm never going to watch it again. And halfway through it, like, Megan doesn't really like horror movies. Like, there's a certain type of horror movie she likes. So she likes Halloween movies, not necessarily horror movies. So she'll watch, like, Beetlejuice, or she'll watch Hocus Pocus. They're Halloween movies. They're not horror movies. But, like, to get her to watch it, I've got to watch a movie that I don't really want to watch. But halfway through it, I turned to her and was like, I'm really sorry about this. One of the lads said it was good, and I just wasn't feeling it. Like, so, the panel, have I just offended someone? Jim looks distraught. Are you a big Cabin in the Woods fan?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good film. Like, Yeah, just
The bit when
didn't go where I was expecting.
Chris Hemsworth. Okay, spoilers. We're past spoilers. When
It's
he
been a while.
drives along in that motorcycle across that canyon and hits that
hilarious.
Infinity War style portal thing, that cracked me up.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't a fan of that movie, now, to be honest.
I think
Eddie, have you seen it? No,
I have not. No,
Eddie, don't do it.
don't do it.
Mike,
I don't know. It's worth watching.
I went in with no expectations. I had never heard anything about it. It was when it first came out.
Mm.
So I watched it and I was like, wow, that took a turn I wasn't expecting. That was fun. But if it's presented to somebody as like a scary movie for Halloween, then maybe you're primed in the wrong direction, I would say.
Or comedy horror. Almost.
Yeah, it's more comedy horror. It's,
okay. I just wouldn't recommend that movie to anyone in any genre. Because
Well, you know what?
Like I
think I
tell you
have
what, like
seen
some of my mates came over here the other night. We did a few drinks for a engagement party and stuff like that, and I had some, a few of my mates had to get babysitters and stuff. So I'm like, make sure you've got nice food, make sure a few drinks from, like, make sure they enjoy themselves. Like, but say like sometimes like people would say like, oh, we're going to the cinema on Saturday night, we've got to babysit and stuff. Like, is there anything you'd know? What should we watch? For example, Eddie, one of the couples asked me like, what's Joker 2 like? And I just Joker 2 like, and I said, look, I enjoyed it, but it's not a movie I would recommend to someone. And I would say I'd be a bit embarrassed if you got a babysitter and went to see it and come back to me then going, what was that all about? So I would say, yeah, don't get a babysitter for that one. Just yeah. But yeah, Cabin in the Woods, I wasn't a fan. Was not a fan. Pete, what's the story? How you doing? Okay, we're up to date in the chat, folks. Anyone want to select anything different? Or anything new? Eddie, do you want to pick something? What are you in the mood to talk about?
I don't know that I'm in the mood to talk about any of these.
Well, thanks for being here. Great to see you. Do you know what? Maybe you should pick one of the more fun ones. Like, pick the baby for the laugh. Do you want to play a game?
All right, yeah, I'll do the. Baby.
Okay, we'll pick the babies. All right, okay. So, just for fun, because it's a light week. What I've done is I've sourced a few pictures of celebrities from when they were kids. So, Eddie, do you have any idea who this is?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Straight away?
It is, right?
That was quick.
So.
Who is it?
Is this okay, it's the kid from, I don't know, he was from Queen's Gambit. I don't know the actor's name, right? Is it that guy or is it? My first thought was Andrew Garfield.
You're right. It is Andrew Garfield.
He also looks
right.
like the kid from Queen's Gambit. I'll pull up a picture on my phone.
I think I know the guy you're talking about, man. I think I know the guy you're talking about, and he does actually remind me.
Isn't that Dudley?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Isn't that the guy from Queen's Gambit? Isn't that the guy that played Dudley from Harry Potter? Or am I completely missing up?
No, it's not Dudley, I don't think.
There's a guy in my head that kind of looks like this guy, but I think it's your man. This guy reminds Andrew
Thomas
Garfield here.
Brody. Thomas.
Was he in Love Actually? Was he the kid from Love Actually?
He might be here. He's this
He
guy.
kind of looks like him.
Oh yeah,
I think that might be him. Yeah. He was in Game of Thrones? No.
No,
Was he in Game of Thrones?
He's not in Game of Thrones.
No.
I don't think so. He's from like the Maze Runner movies. He is in Love Actually. Oh, he is in Game of Thrones, I guess.
Aha, you see.
It
I
says
thought
he
so,
is.
yeah.
I don't remember who
Yeah.
he played. But yeah, first initial thought was Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, good call, man. That's impressive. Let's see if Eddie can get all three of them.
One.
This is a tough one. I think this is the hardest one.
Shit. Dang. I don't know. I'd have to look at it for a
We
while.
might come back to that one. We'll let him give him a chance.
Oh, this one.
This looks like AI.
It does look like AI. But
don't know
it's
this one
like
either.
the head offer. Like once you see it, you're like, you can't unsee it.
My initial thought was the girl from Kick-Ass. But it's not her, huh?
Oh, I
Um,
can't remember her name, but I know you want to talk about you.
yeah. I don't know.
Any thoughts? We go back to this one.
This one I know. It's on the. I know this one. It's familiar, but I don't know.
The chat have got it.
Oh, I won't look then.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
This is Morgan Freeman. Yes. Star of the Dark Knight trilogy and Shawshank Redemption.
Dang, I know this one. Because it's the smiles kind of iconic with the eyes. I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. We'd be
You're
here
on
too
some-
long.
It's Hugh Jackman.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
it's Hugh Jackman, yeah. There was another one that looked
I
a
wouldn't
bit
have
too
got
much
that.
like the way he looks now, so I didn't select that one.
Ah.
And this one here is Florence Pugh.
Oh, yeah.
You can't
Never-
unsee it now, like
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
the
yeah.
very same.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the very same.
Wow.
All right, so let's move on, and maybe Mike will pick the next topic for us to talk about with your breakfast stout.
Yeah, let's do face off.
Cool. All right, I'm willing to go up against someone. So Jim, Eddie, do you wanna? Don't wanna rush?
It should be Eddie.
Has Jim played?
I've done
before?
it. I've done it a couple of times now. So
I'll do it if you want, but
yeah, I think it's Eddie Day.
Oh, it's
Okay.
any day.
Okay.
see if I can get lucky for a third time.
Okay. Oh, you've like a record. I do not have a record. I just have one. All right. So, Quizmaster Mike, that has a ring to it, has all the questions. We're ready to go. Playing head to head.
All
Face
right,
off,
gentlemen.
Head to head.
Today you are playing for your pride. And,
I have none.
well, all right, cool. Shane, I declare you the winner. All right, so it's Shane and Eddie, right? You guys are our players here? Okay. The category is year of release. This first question is going to go to Eddie to keep him awake. Eddie, in what year did An Interview with the Vampire release?
Oh, I like that movie. Jeez, feels like a '90s movie. I don't know. I'll go with 91. Am I off? How far off am I?
You are off by 3 years. The answer is 1994.
Oh, dang! Later than I thought it was. Okay.
Mhm.
Good guess though.
Good guess, but incorrect. Shane, in what year did Edward Scissorhands release?
I think it came after Batman Returns, and Batman Returns is 92, so I'd say he was busy in 1992 doing that, or 1991 doing that, so I'm going to shoot with 1994.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton, but the answer is 1990.
Damn! Oh, it was before! Didn't think it was that old. Damn it.
Yep, 1990. All right, we are tied at 0. Shane, we'll stick with you here. The category is
Oh, he's
who directed-
mixing it up.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
grand,
that's
okay,
good.
grand. Okay.
Who directed Zoolander?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm gonna shoot with Ben Stiller.
You are correct.
Oh, yes!
Ben Stiller. Very good. We've got one on the board. Congratulations.
Magnum.
Jane?
All right.
That's right.
Nice.
All right, Eddie. Let's see if you can tie it up here. Here's your opportunity. Category: Who directed? Who directed Mulholland Drive?
Oh my god, no one cares.
I did not write these questions.
I've never even seen that movie, dude. So I have no idea.
It's a real Donnie Darko style.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not gonna say anything.
Go ahead. I will just throw out a random name, so I don't know.
Okay. Final answer:
Final answer.
David Lynch.
Oh damn! I know the
Yeah.
director.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping you would throw out a name, because, like, he's anyway.
Yeah.
He's a good random director name to have up there to
Yeah.
guess. All right, Eddie, we'll stick with you. Category is Who played? Who played Gwen Stacy in 2007's
Okay.
Spider-Man 3?
Easy. Bryce Dallas Howard.
You are correct, Eddie. We're tied 1-1. Shane, it's do or die here, buddy. Actually, no, it's not. You're tied. So Shane can take the win here.
Dang.
Who played Kat Harvey in the 1995 film Casper?
Oh,
I feel I should know this. Oh, damn. I think it's your one from Thor. But I think it's Natalie Portman's friend. But I have no idea what her name is. I don't know her name, but I'm gonna change my strategy on this one because I don't know your one's name. I think it's someone kind of gothic looking. I'm gonna be wrong on this, but it's Christina Ricci.
Oh, how
Is
did you
it?
pull that one out?
Is it?
Natalie Portman's mortal enemy, Christina Ricci.
he was playing
Because
a game
I
that
was, you know, the one I was going for. I was going for Thor 1, the kind of darker
Yeah.
one. I can't remember her name.
I know.
But all right, so it was
Yeah, I
Christina
don't know
Ricci.
how you did
Okay,
that.
good stuff.
I don't know how you got there, Shane, but you did. You got there. So,
All right.
Shane, you are today's winner. Congratulations.
Way to go.
I'm trying to see if we have some sort of a suitable clip for this, but I don't know. Do we have any sort of a suitable clip? No, I don't. Yeah, that'll do. That'll
That
do.
works,
Okay,
yeah.
right. That'll work.
was-
That'll work.
Good job.
All right, so Eddie, you can choose the next category, seeing as you're like bursting with enthusiasm today.
I'll choose the snap. I like the game, so I'll go with
Cool,
the snap.
cool. I'm gonna turn off this music first. Just be way too intense. All right, here we go. Actually, that music would probably work for the snap. Okay, the snap. What did I go for today? I kind of revisited something today, but I don't think they're in the same order. Maybe one of them might be. Sorry, not same order. I think one of them might be the same, but it'd be interesting to see anyway. So I went with Artisan v Artisan.
Nice.
So, Jim, if you had to snap one of these artisans and basically you can never actually purchase it and never own it, which one would you get rid of?
I'd get rid of Wanda.
That was an
Yeah.
easy. You didn't
Yeah,
even think
that
about
was-
that one.
No,
Do you, have,
that was a snap decision.
do you have an interest in the Black Widow, or are you just like prefer the character, or what?
For the character, for the actor as well. That's pretty much all there is to it. She's just, I mean, she's been in the films longer, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, fair.
So she's
That's
a
fair.
bit
That's
slightly more iconic for me, at least. But
fair. Yeah,
yeah,
That's
I'll
fair.
keep Black Widow and snap Wanda.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I love this X-Men Supreme snap Widow. Damn you, Shane! I put him in a terrible position there. So, what about yourself, Eddie? Do you have any interest in either of these? First of all, give us a bit of context there.
Yeah, I like both of them. I think Scarlet might be the only artisan that I missed, but I don't remember if I tried. I might have been late, or I don't know. But I was able to get Black Widow, and I think they're both awesome. I do think Scarlet's hair is a little too orange from what I remember in the movie.
Yeah,
So
I
that's-
get you. Yeah,
And
That's
the
fair.
Widow, I think, is damn near perfect.
yeah.
So
And you know
I'd
what?
probably-
I would display it with the Iron Man hand, even though
Oh, really?
she never had it, and that's not something I'd normally do. Like, I wouldn't display it all the time, but I like that inclusion, even though it never saw the screen.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
a
a cool
cool
little-
throw-in.
Yeah.
I'd probably snap Wanda as well. I don't know if this might be the iconic look for Wanda, but I'd still snap
True.
Wanda.
Plus, like, it'll slot. What I think is beautiful about this is, like, you have your artisan hair. Hopefully, the hair turns out good. You have that look that people were looking for ages for Scarlet Witch or Wanda, and it's from a good movie. And a lot of people are building out their endgame display. Even myself, like, I'm not a completionist, but Yeah, quite a few endgame figures. Like I have an interest in the Wanda, and I have an interest in that Tom Holland Iron Spider one. So watch the space. See it snap, Wanda.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Mike.
Well, I have no interest in either one of these. They both look great,
Damn
though.
you! Who's the blasphemer now?
They both look really good. I'm gonna snap the Black Widow. Just because I'll give Scarlet Witch the edge with that base. I think she would make a really just like imposing one-off Artisan figure.
Yeah,
Because of that, you know.
I think the base lights up. I think it actually
Yeah, it
pulsates
does.
as well. I think it like there's different settings if I remember.
Yeah. So for like display ability, I'll give her the edge. I'll snap Black Widow.
Good stuff. You've been called out there, Jim.
Yeah, I think
Vita's
the
lurking
correct
in the
answer was
chat.
snap both, I think.
Yeah, because these women are so uneasy on the eyes, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, idiots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep Vita keeping you honest. You love to see it.
Always.
I think no, I know what I'm going to do here. I've ordered the Black Widow and I haven't ordered the Wanda. So even though the two of them are going to look incredible and they probably would be able to fit into the collection, I'm going to go snap the Scarlet Witch. Okay. Next one. We'll start with you, Mike.
Snap God Loki. I couldn't even finish the first season of this show, so that's my answer.
Yeah. Fair. Eddie.
Yeah. Mike's answer couldn't have been better.
Fair.
This ungodly Marvel show that exists for some reason.
To make
Snap it
money.
away.
Subscriptions.
Yeah. Sure.
Jim, give us an argument here. Come on.
I mean, I quite liked the Loki show, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, I'd still snap Loki in favor of Jack Sparrow.
He's a more iconic character, or why?
Massively. Jack Sparrow's brilliant. Love that guy.
Okay.
The first three films just
Okay.
great.
I love the way Vita is. She's weighing in. Okay, you guys, no need to be dramatic. We can all agree that
Good to
Scarlet is hotter for sure. In fairness, they are both beautiful women, but we're going to give the final say to the female here. Yeah, fair enough. We'll agree. I would tend to agree as well. I think Scarlett Johansson is. We're splitting hairs here. They're both beautiful, but Scarlett Johansson I think would have the edge there.
Whatever Vita says.
Yeah, just agree with her. I would get rid of God Loki as well. I didn't like the first season or the second season. But like I don't have any interest in any of these figures. I'm not a big Captain Jack Sparrow fan either, but just for the pure artistry of the figure, I think it would look a lot better. Definitely stand out on the shelf. And because we don't talk about Jokers enough. Jim?
I would snap the Heath Ledger Joker just because I have the INART, and I get the other one. Also, the first Joker film was brilliant. I still haven't seen the second.
Eddie
Even if
likes
I
you
didn't
more
like
now.
The second, even if I didn't like the second, though, I'd probably still get that version just because I like the first film.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if Eddie still likes me. But yeah, the first film I thought was really good. The second one, I'll wait till streaming is available, I think, based off the reviews, because it seems like a 50-50 if I like it or not.
Yeah.
From who I've
Just
spoken
don't
to.
get a babysitter, you're grand. Yeah. So cool. So you're gonna snap the you have the INART, so you're gonna snap the Heath Ledger Joker.
Heath, yeah.
Eddie.
You can snap both and get INART for either of them.
Oh, I love it. I love the triggering comments.
Yeah.
The hater's gonna come out now. No, my Joker's better than your Joker, man. What a bunch of pricks. So, Mike.
Well, this is a tough one for me because I never know. Is it the figure or the character or the movie they're in? You know what I'm saying?
No, just a figure. Just
a figure. All right. Well, I'm going to snap the Heath then because I actually think the Joaquin figure looks better, especially the artisan hair.
Good stuff.
Display as well, base and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The display, in
base
fairness,
and
Hot
everything.
Toys did it right. They did it right. It was
Yeah,
cool.
they did.
They did.
And you've two people in the channel, or on the panel, should I say, who have the INART 4-pack on order. Myself and Eddie, I believe.
Look at
I
you.
mean, we're big fans of that first movie. I'm looking forward to that 4-pack still. I think it's going to be incredible. Hopefully it turns out as good as the prototype image just blew me away. No one needs 4 Jokers. Who are you, Marco G? But yeah, I'm going to get them. I think I'd actually snap the Hot Toys one here. That's right, the Hot Toys Joaquin here because of the 4-pack on the way. But I also have the 2-pack INART Joker. But at least then if I got the Artisan Heath Ledger Joker on the left, I could do a review and comparison between the INART and the Hot Toys, and I don't know, give the better display space to whichever one is better, you know. So yeah, did you go, Mike, or anyone else? Cool, we're all good. All right,
Yep.
cool. I'm just gonna really quickly just run through the start here. So we're on 4,088 subscribers. Massive thank you to anyone who's taken any time to like any videos, watch any videos, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, etc. Channel members, we got 31 in total now. Thank you very much. We got Low-Key Collector, Blurred Dad Life, T-Ria, 1/6 Shooter, Figurecraft, Evil Sneaker, Yomo, Mr. Ink, Howard Potts, Kenneth Jacobson, H and Silver Fox, Jose G Hernandez, Brian Wong, The Ben Thomas Show, Eddie, Money Mendes, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Thrawn's Office, all the boys in the panel, and Ryan Smith. And then of course we got a shout out to the Commanders as well, which have their YouTube handle displayed at the end of content like this. New videos on the channel. Did a bit of long form content on this one. I went on and I think this was quite a long video from what I remember. My thoughts on Sauvage Opress. We're going to share some of them later on tonight. And upcoming videos. Made a video today. I just thought, especially for new collectors coming into the game who are like, what's the difference between Sideshow and Hot Toys? Maybe some sort of a glossary or like a glossary for some 6-scale terminology like FOMO, DOPO, TBA, BST, PO, NRD, SKU, and all that kind of stuff, just to explain what those things mean. So I have that video recorded and I nearly have it edited, and I'll be posting that later on tonight, maybe about an hour after the show finishes. So yeah, maybe if especially if you're new to the 1/6 scale game, maybe you want to check that out. Yeah, so that's gonna be posted after the show. So we're back here again. Anyone get anything new this week?
Yeah, I got the Kenobi.
The Kenobi.
Kenobi.
Kenobi squared. Kenobi.
Yep, you're right. I got him and Kenobi and 000. So a lot of repetition in what I received this week.
Ah, I see.
So
I see.
000 and Kenobi. Yeah,
good stuff.
That trip was really great.
Did you get Trip from Sideshow or what?
I did. I had a waitlist conversion on him.
Ah, I wondered. Yeah, because he was like one of those instant releases, wasn't he?
Yep.
Did
So
you get
now
BT?
I have to buy BT.
Yeah. You know, I've got 3 videos to make during the week. Thankfully I'm off this week, which is great. But like, say obviously I order from Lion Rock Toys. I still have to pay for everything I order, but like the free worldwide shipping and no customs is great, and they usually give me a discount on top of that. So I still pay, but I get like a competitive price. And obviously part of the agreement is that when I make a review, I'll put up their logo. Fine, no problem whatsoever. But with the C3PO, I'm like, I'm just going to leave that in the box because I do not want to pose a C3PO without an R2. And I don't have an R2. I don't want to get the Attack of the Clone ones. I want to get the original trilogy ones, like that deluxe one, or maybe wait until they inevitably do another one. But how long am I going to wait? I don't know. But then I'm like, well, that's not really fair, because part of the agreement of the price I negotiated was like, because you know you're doing a review, so leave it in the box. It's not really fair. Like it's not. Yeah. I'm not holding up my end of the bargain. So I need to do that this week. But I don't want to put C3PO up there. Like C3PO is going here.
Yeah.
Like right here. Because the bottom row is my original trilogy, and he's going to go here, and this guy's going to go in Troopers. But I want R2 next to him, so I might have to actually work backwards on that one. That's one of the topics later on as well. So, yeah, because, I mean, that's my first world problem. Yeah, so...
I know what you mean, though. Like, Trip makes even less sense on his own, because no one really knows who he is. Although, like, a casual person might walk by and say, oh, that's C3PO, right?
Yeah, but someone who knows what they're doing are going to walk into your collection and go, Mike, you tripping?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Eddie's
triple
soul
tripping.
just left his body. Oh, brilliant. I love it. So, Trip and Kenobi. Anything else?
I don't think so. Not this week. No.
But you've been building, man. Your
Yeah.
collection, those module cases look phenomenal. Tell me,
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
is that the Jazz Ink 22 on top? I can't really make it
It
out.
is. Yep.
And underneath that, is that a tumbler?
Yes.
Oh,
And
man. Good stuff.
underneath the tumbler looks like a Matchbox car compared to
Compared to it,
from
yeah.
here anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then underneath that is the 89. They're not really going to stay there, I don't think. But I just couldn't keep them in a box until
Oh,
I just wanted to get them out. So
I get you. And I don't know what this statue is, but it kind of looks like a Daredevil style pose, but I can't make it out.
That's the Prime 1 Lee Bermejo Joker. And then
Oh, right.
you can't really tell, but like right here is the counterpart Batman Damned. So both of these
Cool.
are from Batman Damned. And then that is the Last Ronin from PCS.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I actually watched. I was organizing the room. Just I think it was Saturday or something. I had a few last. I'm finally at a stage where I want to be like. I'm really, really humbled and lots of gratitude now when I walk into the collection room after all the weeks of putting the crap together. But the one of the things that I was kind of organizing there is I've literally forgotten what the fuck I'm trying to say here. It'll come back to me.
While you're thinking, I need to grab something real quick.
Yeah, I cannot remember exactly what I was going to say there. There was a point to that. It'll come to me. It'll come to me and I'll jump back in. But in the meantime, we'll talk about something different. Sorry, just before I go on. Jim, did you get anything new this week?
Not yet. I've got Balin coming tomorrow, but he's not arrived just yet.
Oh, you got Balin coming tomorrow. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Eddie?
I haven't got 6 scale stuff. When I got back from out of town, I got this wave of Deadpool and Wolverine Marvel Legends that came in. So
Nice.
I got
that's cool.
I forgot it, Colossus, and then they did like the bar scene, Hugh Jackman.
Ah, cool. Which bar scene? Is this from
that's
Deadpool and Wolverine? The short
yeah,
game?
yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine when they're in the bar and he's drinking. I forget what that.
Oh, when he meets the real one, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Cool, good stuff.
And the
Marvel
zoo-
Legends look better than I remember.
yeah.
They're pretty good.
So you have the Deadpool and Wolverine
Yeah, I got
and Colossus.
and then the
It's just-
Hugh
oh, good
Jackman
stuff.
that's not in the suit, but yeah, the likenesses are pretty good. They're the best that I've seen for Marvel Legends so far.
for
on
that
Hugh
scale?
Jackman. Yeah, it's pretty
Those are
good.
pretty good.
They're getting pretty good at them, and the Colossus obviously pretty good because it's not, you don't have to really do
Yeah,
that much,
yeah.
but
I
They're
think they
pretty good.
used did they use some sort of photographic technology?
yeah, printing, they do the some system that prints it off of the photograph or something.
That's cool.
Yeah,
think
like
you
that's
can-
how they apply the paint and stuff is like a printing thing, but also like everybody uses ZBrush and digital. NECA still does on their horror line. They still do traditional sculpt, but
Yeah.
most of these companies now it's all digital, and then they print. There's no more painting on. It's all printed faces. So
I remember what I was going to say because it was to do with Dan, and I'm glad Dan commented here. It's like he knew. I was in here and I was organizing everything, and finally at a stage where I'm like, this is what I was working towards. And it's, just that kind of, I'm really proud of this. And then for the Saturday night, when a few people over, I brought, say, some work colleagues up here, and they were like, this is incredible. They were like, they couldn't get over the display and the lighting and say the fusion reactors and everything, but how real some of the expressions were, and the things like rooted hair and the Joker, or the eyeballs, the fact that the eyeballs can move, and even the weight of the Iron Man and stuff like that. But when I was in here during the day, just putting the last few final touches on it, I was listening to Dan 6 Scale Reviews, and he was basically professing his love for a graphic novel. It was more actually the animated Batman. I don't want to call it a cartoon, it's insulting. The animated movie, Batman the Long Halloween. And like that's one of the graphic novels that I have. I have a really nice special edition hardcover of it, and I've read it 4 years ago. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to read that again. But I was like, you know, a lot of these like Year One or The Killing Joke or The Dark Knight Returns, they all have their great comics and graphic novels, but they all have a lot of them have an animated counterpart. So I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to watch it because it's kind of Halloweeny. It's a good story, and I sat down and watched it, and I was like, "Thank you, Dan, for reminding me how awesome this is." Because I'd read the comic, but the book I've never actually seen the thing. But yeah, shout out to Dan. If anyone hasn't read Batman: The Long Halloween or watched the animated counterpart, the animated movie, well worth a watch.
It's
You
really
guys
good.
seen it? Really
Yeah,
good,
and it's really worth watching too if you like the Penguin and the new Batman film, because it's like they pull characters from that book. You know.
Holy shit, Ian's at home drinking, I'd say. Big shout out to Shane. Just an open and honest guy. He's still an Irish wanker. I'll be back next week when he pays my wages. Like and subscribe, please. Ian, you 100%.
Wait, he gets wages?
Sorry. This is really funny because when I was packing up his prize that he won, I may have drawn a penis on the inside of the pouch. I was just, I just literally, I was gonna save it going because I know he's gonna text me and kind of go like, you asshole, like, but I was packed. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I spoiled the surprise, Ian. But I packed up the thing today, and he had the Joker detonator that someone sent to me for him and his thing. But Ian, that's absolutely ridiculous. You don't need to be doing that. You don't have to pay to come on the show, Ian. You can come on for free. But no, that's very generous, Ian. He's drinking. He's definitely been having a one or two, man. Yeah, Ian, thank you very much. I do appreciate that, and your package is on the way.
That is
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, that is insane. That is insane. I do appreciate that.
Can I tell a story real quick from
Go on, yeah.
like 5 seconds? This weekend I went out of town to the desert to visit family because Adriana's cousin, she was baptizing her baby and it was his first birthday, and so we went out there and we get to the church Sunday, and when we get there, there's a lot of the churches, like, they do it in Spanish because it's a Catholic church and most of the people there are Spanish. So when we get there, the priest is speaking Spanish and it sounds like a Mexican guy to me. So like 10 or 20 minutes in, all of a sudden the same guy starts talking, but he sounds like Ian. And I was like, what just happened? I was like, why is he talking like that? At first I was like, is he doing a Scottish accent on purpose? And it was funny as hell to me. And then I realized, no, he's a Scottish dude, Scottish priest that like had come from Scotland, like, because they moved them around. I guess they moved priests around, but dude, it made church way more entertaining. The whole time thinking about how Ian is giving the sermon or whatever, I was like, this is
was he necking down the Vatican wine there? Was he?
Yeah.
You know, the holy wine.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was speaking Spanish, and then all of a sudden you couldn't understand him.
Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden, out of nowhere.
That's great.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's
and
funny.
the priests also look like Arnim Zola from Marvel, from the movies, and I was like,
oh yeah. It's funny. I've told a lot of people I work with, and a lot of my friends and family, the your motherfuckers story, like that just cracks me up, like,
dude,
you know. So
it's the best.
so that actually means, is it slow down in what language?
It means don't trip. So
in what?
It's in Tagalog, the Filipino language. Tagalog, yeah. Marapaka. You know, it's funny because I was talking to a coworker who's Filipino. Yeah. And he's on the phone, we're on the phone, and he's outside and I'm inside. And I go, all right, be careful out there, Marapaka. And he goes, what? And I go, think about what I just said. And he goes, oh my God, I never realized what it sounds like in English. You know, like once he realized I was speaking Tagalog, he goes, I understand you now, but holy cow, that sounds like something else. So I was like, yeah, dude, because he's so used to it.
Yeah, Dave there saying 5 seconds. Dave's like Eddie's agent. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up.
Can I show you guys something real quick? So
No,
5 seconds.
5
of
seconds.
course you can.
My son is almost 2 years old. You know, he comes down here. He's really good. He doesn't touch anything, but he's about face height to this.
Oh my
So like every time, I'm like, I don't want to traumatize this kid, but this is one of the heads of that Joker statue.
Yeah.
And
That statue must be what, 1/3 scale or something?
it's 1/3. Yeah, it's amazing. And the heads get progressively destroyed until the final one is just a skull. So I started January with the clean, and then each quarter. So right now it's got the skull on it for.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah. So he
That
goes,
is very cool.
Joker, ew. So I'm like, all right, you're handling that well. At least you're not afraid of it. But yeah, he is grossed out by it.
That's how I felt about.
It's going to cost me a fortune in therapy later on in life, but you know.
I know. I'll pay for that later.
He could have saved us.
I would think the opposite. I think it's makes you more resilient.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be watching Terrifier next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
should
was
tell
gonna
that
say with that
story.
comment,
No, he
your
will
son
not.
could have saved us an hour on that Joker review.
Go on.
With that comment that his son
Joker,
made,
ew.
could have saved us an hour on the Joker 2 review.
Right, Joker, ew.
Yeah, you should tell that story about the cinema, Mike.
I'll keep it quick, but I was watching Terrifier 3. My mother came over to watch the kids, and Danielle and I got a night out, and so it was my birthday. So I should have taken her to dinner or done something nice, but she's like, "What do you want to do?" I was like, "Let's see Terrifier." So
Good
we
choice.
go out to see
Best
Terrifier.
relationship ever. It's built on trust.
yeah, I'm very lucky. And so we're watching the movie, and I'm hearing like reactions that sound like they're from children as the movie's going through. And it wasn't one of the many children that are offs in the film. It was one of the kids watching the
They
movie.
kill children in the movie. Is that what is it, like
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith is way more violent, but no, it's pretty bad, Shane. Although I will say, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I wouldn't get too wrapped up in the killing children thing. It's not like there's way worse, if you can believe it.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that movie.
Yeah, man.
I've heard some. No.
About halfway through, I looked at my wife and I was like, "Is this harming us? Should we leave?" But that's for another discussion. But anyway, as we were walking out, I see 3 little kids and a lady like walking out ahead of us in the theater, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I have to talk to this woman." So I kind of jog up to her and I was like, "Hey, excuse me, hi. Did you guys just see Terrifier?" And she's like, "Yeah, they loved it." And I go, like, now I just like have a strong just issue with this woman, but it's not my place to tell her how to raise her kids. But I was so disturbed that somebody would do
How
that.
did they get in there?
It's like abusive. Well, in the States, you can, if it's a rated R film, under 17 can get in with a parent. However, this is unrated. So I literally don't know how the theaters are handling this. But anyway, I said, like, she goes, "Oh, they loved it. I was scared, not them." And I said, I think I said something like, "Oh, you don't think it's too much for them?" She's like, "No, they were laughing." And then I go, "Okay, have a nice night." And I left. And in my head, I was like, that's even worse that they were laughing. They should have asked to leave. They should have been disturbed. So I don't know what that says about our culture, but it's not good.
Cinema
Man,
should not
you're not wrong, because like, as much as, here we go, Eddie, this is the weekly reference, as much as I love RoboCop,
Jesus.
being a kid,
We all saw that too young.
when I was a kid, and like the first time I watched that, it's when when he gets blown to crap, I was a bit like, people can't, no, people in real life can't be this mean. No, people. I was very naive, I think, watching it, like, and it really, like, I really empathized for the guy, and I was scared. I was like, I don't want to meet people like this ever, like, because they're like, I think it was their complete lack of empathy towards him, which was the gore was terrible, and the fact that all the pain he was in, and he's dying or whatever, but their complete lack of empathy, laughing about it, I think that's one of the most sinister, scary parts of it.
You're
and
right.
it's so well acted, in fairness, like, but like, yeah, that would be disturbing if the kids were like, "Oh, this is hilarious," and it's like, from the scenes you've described to him, like, yeah, that's no funny.
No, Shane, I'm watching it kind of like this, and I think that should be what your reaction is. If you're an adult, I understand, but to be desensitized at 6, 7 years old, that's not good. So don't let
Even-
your children see this. Be good parents.
Even Vita has vetoed it. So that's the
She
only
watched
movie.
the second one though.
Did she? So she's
Yeah.
still.
I mean, I had a friend over who watched it together, and she was there, so she kind of had to, but she has seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, JV, give the man a hand. Oh god, that's just like.
Dude,
And then
Terrifier
the-
makes that look like a Sunday morning cartoon, bro.
Yeah, like this is the thing.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
does.
sure it's for me. Like, but I just have to again just bring this up again because it'll probably be here for the next hour. Thanks very much, Ian, for paying my mortgage. I really do appreciate the support here. Give the man a hand. That is funny.
I was gonna
That
say, are you sure it was children or just Ian-sized adults?
Oh. I had
did
nothing
enjoy
to
that
do with
one
this
if he is
comment.
drinking.
I'm
If he's
leaving that
drinking,
there.
he had a laugh. You know?
He's going to kick your ass. Yeah. I think he's a black belt in something.
Yeah, I think so too. Something. I don't know what it is.
I'm actually not joking. I think he is, but
He drugged
Alright,
me under
so-
the table, so he can't be mad. He can take it.
all right. Okay. So what do we have? We discussed the new. Sorry, you went through the stuff you got. Oh, I got Bane. It's incredible. It's my contender for figure of the year so far, anyway. And there's been a lot of really good stuff. It's just great when you're really looking forward to a figure and it doesn't disappoint. Like that yellow and blue Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. That's everyone's gonna be watching that. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So Face Off we've discussed we looked at the celebrities and their kids kind of game, and then the snap, and discussed the clone. Eddie, what do you want to?
We can talk about Savage now. Savage is dope.
Okay, I think the correct pronunciation is Savage Opress. Just saying.
My bad.
But it's Savage.
Is that
My
how they
bad.
say it in the UK?
Savage. I'm not in the UK, man. I'm in Ireland,
Yeah.
different country.
Oh,
Oh, here we
over
go.
to Yeti.
Here we go. He knew what he was doing, didn't he?
Yeah,
He knew what he was doing. So we're gonna sidetrack this show. We're gonna go through the last 800 years of history instead. Okay, so this is Savage Opress. Eddie, what do you think of this?
It's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope. I was kind of hoping they'd make him when they did the Cos Baby. This is kind of like a joke on CW right now. Anytime there's a Cos Baby, we're gonna get a hot toy.
Ben is Cosstradamus. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Wow, that's great. You
I
gotta use
try.
that on
I
Tuesday.
try. Yeah. You
Um,
need that sticker.
Exactly. So to see that we're getting it is awesome, dude. And it looks really good too. The realism, he kind of still looks animated to me, or how I see him in the animated show. So, and he was dope in Clone Wars. So, yeah, it's sick, and he's huge. I don't even remember the mechanical arm. Like,
I don't
I
remember
gotta
that
go
either,
back
man.
and watch it.
Yeah,
now,
dude,
'cause
I don't
I'm
remember
like,
that either.
All I remember is Maul's brother, bigger than him, but Maul still wore the pants.
Yeah.
And this guy was the muscle, and he kind of like went looking for him, and then they fought Palpatine. A lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the mechanical arm, though.
Yeah, it's dope, man. I like it a lot. I'm tempted because Clone Wars still, I think, is some of my favorite Star Wars.
Me too.
So, and Maul's always been my favorite Sith, even though I don't know it. I think there's some argument there if he's a Sith or not. But I love Maul, and I loved his brother. I thought he was a dope character, and they found a way to throw in some cool accessories like the horns. The broken horns, that's a cool idea. So I
very
like
cool,
it
yeah.
a lot. I'm tempted. I just don't know if I'm gonna go down that route, but it's good.
Yeah, because you've got the swap out horns like this, the kind of basic horns or the fully grown horns, and you got the battle damage ones, and you got the swap out Mechno arm as well, and then a dual blade lightsaber, which will be LED. Fine, it's Hot Toys, whatever, but I would nearly, if you're hard to set on this, I would look into the Neo LED light up sabers.
Oh,
I just think that's what's going to set it off. Because I have CCFLs behind me, and I have underneath Ahsoka. I've got the Kenobi Vader with the Hot Toys one, and there's no comparison. But the Neo LED are supposed to be even better than the CCFLs because they are USB powered. They light up all the way to the end.
Mm.
They are the same kind of brightness, but they also, one of their biggest thing is they don't give off heat, and they're more they're more like, what's it? They don't break as easily. They claim to be unbreakable, but I don't believe that. Like, but
They kind of have some bend to them, right? It looks
yeah,
like
they do. I think maybe that's it. They have a bit of give, so that they bend, so they don't break. It's like a yoga instructor's class or something like. But yeah. What do you think about this, Mike?
I love it, and I agree with Eddie. It's got maybe a little less realism in the face, but I think they pushed it right to the line where it'll still go with any of your, like, it looks great right there. I love that they really went for it, because this type of expression we don't really get very often, even in warrior type figures. Like that Maul has always been a little bit boring to me. That's why I bought a second head sculpt for this guy, the screaming one. So this expression perfectly, like, this is the expression I wish they gave to Wrecker in the Bad Batch. Instead, he's just kind of like stone-faced and boring, which is never what he looks like in the show. So I'm so happy we got this look for him. And all the little details you guys mentioned, the horns and everything else, it's a really awesome figure. I love that they gave him the appropriate mass too, because he is much bigger than Maul. So.
This is the ketchup and mustard that people wanted and deserved. I mean,
Yeah.
I had the incinerator and the mustard trooper, ketchup and mustard, and I sold them off, and it's, as much as I'm a trooper
that's
collector,
great.
I don't miss them.
Yeah.
But these look fantastic together.
They
Do you think it makes the Maul look not as great?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the head sculpt.
It does.
Yeah, the head sculpt is weak on this one, but the good thing
It's
is
solo
that,
head sculpts, no?
so it's almost exactly the same. The horns are a little bit longer, but it's basically the same sculpt. But I do think this is going to sell a lot of Mauls that have been sitting around, though.
I do think.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sell them all.
Yeah. I got it.
I'm just doing it for Eddie now at this stage.
Wow.
Eddie's like
That's weird,
loathing
actually.
loathing me. Yeah,
It took me a while to process that one. So
Yeah. So we got a 12-inch Moose Stream is a member for 18 months. Massive appreciate the support for the channel. SW Labria Devil Dude on Sideshow. Limited to 500 worldwide, according to my text from Sideshow. Did my second stream on Costa's channel, Points of Articulation, last night. Good stuff. Well done. I haven't seen that one, but I did see the Man of Hot Collectibles one. Good stuff. And thank you for a channel member for 18 months. Thank you. Savage was trained by Dooku to start, but I don't think he was technically training him to be a Sith. Yeah, Ian's coming looking for you, Eddie. Have you ever met him in real life? No.
no, I wish,
No.
but no,
All right,
I haven't
okay.
had the opportunity.
Yeah, you come over to Europe and we should all go. Like, I think if you ever make it to Europe, like,
I won't
we
make
should
it
all
back.
like.
I don't
Yeah,
think-
yes, there's that. So it'll be a good weekend though. But we should all like go to Edinburgh. You know, myself, yourself, Phil, Jim, anyone else who's around.
Always wanted
Like,
to
you can
go
make the
there.
trip as well.
I can't
Edinburgh's
very
good,
close.
bro. I've never been.
Edinburgh's good. Edinburgh's good. Yeah, good. Yeah. So, what about yourself then, Jim? Sorry, are you Eddie? Are you keen on this? Like, could you
I
see
do.
yourself?
I do really want it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pre-order it, but there's a chance that I'll pick it up when it releases. We'll see.
I just want to say one thing about the ankles. Like, you see his left leg right there? I really wish Hot Toys could.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just frustrating not being able to position
Oh, because
feet
he
properly.
doesn't have a. Is he having the leather shoes and not the split cut boots?
I don't know, but it doesn't look like split cut. I got the same issue with the new Kenobi. It's like if
The
he's not
Bane-
standing
Bane
straight
isn't-
up,
The,
Yeah?
the Bane doesn't have ankle articulation now. Luckily, Bane isn't going to be doing backflips, but
right.
oh man, throw a little split cup boot in
Stoic
there. And a
dude.
bit, like, in this day and age, it should be like a non-negotiable, really.
Exactly. One of your selling points is articulation, posability, and all that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. Jim,
Yeah, this
do you
is
collect
just
Clone
such
Wars?
no, to be honest. This is the thing. Like, it's such a good looking figure, but it's just not something I would add to my collection. But it's tempting to jump in. Like, that expression they got on him is banging. I think they blended it is like kind of cartoon aspects with kind of some realism really well. I think they got that pretty much down to a T. and he's just a big beefy boy, which
Yeah,
absolutely looks good on display. But he's a no. He's no for me, but he does look good. And that fight actually that you can see there, that was a great bit of TV.
Yeah. The Palpatine looks really enthusiastic here.
I know.
It's too easy for him.
Like, look at Savage's, like, they're selling it because of that face. The other two are just like, I don't know what.
I feel like the Maul looks kind of worse here as well. Like, just a bit outdated.
But Maul wasn't well received when he was released. I remember people saying that they weren't 100% the head sculpt.
The Solo
they weren't
one was,
he's
but not
too
this one.
skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the original, the one that did 2.0 recently that hasn't come out yet, the Revenge of the Sith, that's probably going to be the best one on the market. But I remember this one specifically, this Clone Wars one, when it came out, people were kind of a bit put out about the head sculpt and about how skinny he was and stuff like that. I remember
Part of his selling point was the painted body, but he looked like trash with his shirt off. It didn't
yeah.
You know.
And they do that sometimes. I mean, like, Cable, one of the selling points was you could pose him, like, so many different ways. You could pose him completely topless, showing the biomechanical virus, whatever it's called. You could have him just with a t-shirt, then you could have him with, like, the t-shirt and the vest with all the, like, the knives and cartridge and stuff on it, and then you could have him with the poncho and stuff. But realistically, when he was released, he was just a little too skinny, and he looks great with all the stuff on. And that's the way I have him posed, and that's the way I'm intending to have him posed 90% of the time. But I would have liked the option as well to have him posed with the shirt off to show the mechanical arm and stuff, but it was just too skinny. Like, I definitely saw a difference between the prototype and the final. But yeah, this, do you know when in the Kenobi show when Vader fights Reva and he's like basically just chilling while taking her apart
when she's doing like the hamster stuff around him?
Yeah, like I'm very surprised that no one has like remixed that to Michael Jackson's Bad. I just think that that's probably out there on the internet somewhere. You know, doom, 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 doom. I just think that'd be, yeah, like kind of like the start of Despicable Me 3 or whatever with your man. Yeah, but yeah, this was pretty good. So who's picking this up?
No.
Okay, Mike is in.
I'm in.
Okay, so Ian says, yeah, let's do Edinburgh, lads. Think about the hangover, but crap weather and language you can't understand.
Yeah, it sounds about
great.
right.
Sounds great. Got a shout out to Dave, aka X-Man Supreme, who has been a supporter of the channel long before I hit 1,000 subs. I think before I hit 100 subs actually, and long before I had channel memberships or anything like that. And so 18 months. Thank you very much, Dave. I really do appreciate it. I had the privilege of streaming with Dave on Ben Thomas's Let's Get Nuts show a few weeks back. Shout out to the 50 people watching live, or if you're watching on the replay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching live now, I know sometimes you're watching live and you're listening, and it's a bit of an effort to go to your phone and unlock it or whatever and click the like button. It does actually help the channel. It really does. All that stuff, like your watch time, clicking the like button, channel memberships, all that kind of stuff, asking a comment, engaging, it does actually help to push the stream out and gets more people exposed to the stream and the channel. So all the little things do matter. So I do appreciate if you just take the time to click that like button, or just dislike it if you're watching and you don't like it. Anyone else have to ending add on this? I think it looks great. It's a Clone Wars. I'm not going to pick it up, but it's just, as Mike would say, put guardrails on the collection, guardrails on my wallet. There's so much good stuff coming out there that I haven't ordered yet. I still haven't ordered that Han Solo, that Stormtrooper that comes with the dewback. I haven't put a pre-order down on the Catwoman yet. Like, these are things that are more or less inevitable, but yeah, okay. But I think that does look great. Okay, do you want to quickly talk about the Mandalorians, because it should be a quick conversation?
Sure.
Go for it.
All right. Is that sharing? It is not sharing. I'll go quickly. I have no interest in this. I think this is from Ahsoka. Would that be right? It is, yeah, from Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, not a fan of the show. I rewatched the episode of The Mandalorian where Rosario Dawson makes her first Ahsoka live action appearance the other day, and even myself, Megan came in and was like, "Oh, is this the one with Ahsoka?" And we just sat down and she was like, "This is really good. It was so good. It's so good." But the show didn't float my boat. So that has that working against it. Plus, I think there's a lot like Troopers. You either like Troopers or you don't. You're either a Trooper collector or you're not. But I've got Boba Fett there, 2 different iterations. Got a few iterations of the Mando. I don't have a Death Watch or Bo-Katan or anything like that. And they're all cool and all that, but it's not that they're not cool. It's just that, like, again, I got to draw the line somewhere. So this is not something that was ever going to come home for me. But yeah, looks all right. Doesn't really float my boat, to be honest. But I don't know, anyone mad keen for this?
Yeah, I've got it coming. See what they've done there. They have them next to the Kenobi, and that's what I plan on doing with them. So every other, so
is that the Kenobi one?
Yep.
On the right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one that was released quickly a few months ago?
Yes.
Ah.
So I do. I have that one. And so I was originally going to get like maybe 2 of these or something, but once I got the Kenobi, I said, well, that's cool. I'll just have one of these Mandalorians and the Kenobi, and then maybe Maul in the middle or something like that. Because I've decided to really go all in on Clone Wars. But you said, I mean, like, I love Batman, but what I did for Batman is, like, I only collect certain Batman figures and I collect none of the villains. It's just something, a rule I made for myself to allow me to collect more Clone Wars stuff.
And you need that.
Yeah.
Everyone needs that. It mightn't make sense to someone else, but it doesn't
Right.
have to make sense to someone else. It just has to make sense to you, and you know, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm not going to do.
Exactly. Like, I had somebody say to me, like, that sounds, I don't know, stupid or something like that. And I said, well, the good thing is it's not your collection, so it doesn't.
It also sounds like it's none of your damn business.
Right. So, there's a way to keep myself.
This is a great shot.
Yeah, there's some of the last few of these have been really nice. But now it's a rinse and repeat, right? Let's call it what it is. But that's okay. It's kind of what Mandalorians are anyway. So I'm looking forward to it. It's more of a accent piece to kind of fill in the look of what I'm going for.
Yeah, cool. And yourself, Jim, any interest?
Nah, not for me. It's kind of a clever little release from Hot Toys though, because it hits a few different ballparks there, doesn't it? I mean, with the Ahsoka branding, and then it's a Clone Wars as well if you collect that. So I think, it serves purposes, but it's not something that I would add for me.
And it's the same. It's kind of like, like, people could look at me and go, why are you collecting all the troopers? They're like, they don't have a head sculpt, whatever. They don't have they're just, stormtrooper, shore trooper. They're not a character, which is, fair enough, valid criticism. Like,
Troopers are iconic though.
They are.
Yeah.
But I suppose maybe in time, Mandalorians will become iconic. And there's probably people that would probably argue saying that they are, like, but
yeah,
I think some people out there collect Mandalorians the way some people collect troopers, because you could argue, like, okay, let's face it, the ultimate rinse and repeat. I've spoken about them already. The incinerator trooper and the artillery trooper, the ketchup and mustard from the Mandalorian. I had them, I sold them, and I don't miss them because, like, they would just pale next to a death trooper or a random a shore trooper or a sand trooper, or even just a normal straight up and down original trilogy trooper. I would still prefer over either because it's just
Sometimes it's
that's
when you
more iconic to me.
It's when you jump into, like, what's hot or what's available at the time. Like, if I was collecting Hot Toys, several years ago, I might be like a huge Iron Man collector. But by the time I dove into Hot Toys, I'd missed so much, etc. Like, like Budget Stark, for example, like that guy's collection and his videos made me want to buy a ton of Iron Man. Had I started back then, that's probably what my collection would look like. But I started when the Clone Wars, they were really going deep in Clone Wars. So I decided, let's go there, because I love the Clone Wars. So
yeah. So Stanley's making a commentary. I'm not sure if I'm interpreting this the right way. He's saying no collecting guardrails. Now, my interpretation of that is, like, you shouldn't have guardrails when you're collecting, which that's fine if you have, like, a huge space and you're taking home a 6-figure salary a year. But, like, I mean, I even think if I had a massive space and I had, like, if I was on, like, I don't know, $250,000 a year or something like that, I still think I'd be like, there's only so much money that I feel comfortable dedicating to this hobby. Because there's still other things that I want to do. Like, I mean, snowboarding's not cheap because I got to get on the plane to do it. You might, every now and then, like, the engine light in your car comes on, so you have to have something like whether it's holidays or saving for a wedding or kids and stuff like that. It's only I
Kids.
think even if I was on 250 grand a year, I think I would still have guardrails, because otherwise I'd just be collecting stuff that doesn't mean anything to me. Whereas like, yeah, Terminator I'll go ham for, or 89 Batman, or I'll get a Jazz Inc. 89, because that's the stuff that really, really I'm comfortable spending that much money to, because the dopamine hit that I'm going to get back from that is going to pay itself off, because it's just money at the end of the day. But then if I'm looking at something like, okay, off the top of my head, the Falcon the Winter Soldier Captain America, that looks amazing. It's so stunning looking that I just loved that look. Or the Commandos that we were looking at earlier on, that they just look so cool. But at the end of the day, I didn't like either of those shows, so what's the point, So I think it's important to have rules. Like I have my own rule. You say you put guardrails in your collection, Mike. My own rules is typically if something makes it into its collection behind me, it has to be a triple threat. I've got to love the character, love the source material, and love that version. Mm-hmm. But yeah, 90 to 99% of the time, that's what I do to keep myself honest in the hobby. But every now and then there's something that's just, that is pretty damn cool. It's kind of not quite there, but I'm going to get it. Cad Bane, for example. I love the character Cad Bane from the Clone Wars. I really, really loved his live action appearance in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't love the Book of Boba Fett. But the episodes he were in, which were ironically like episode 5 and 6, were like two of the best pieces of Star Wars content ever, just shoehorned into a terrible show. And then I loved that live action version of them. I think, Eddie, you're the opposite on this. You really didn't like Cad Bane live action. Would that be right?
Yeah, he wasn't good. If
you see, I'm on like the polar opposite. Like, I really enjoyed that scene. It just sucked me in, man. But that would be like an exception to my own rules. Sometimes you got to live a little.
Sometimes you do. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. But I think if you're just as the Joker would say, like a dog chasing his tail, I wouldn't know what to do if I can't. Like you're just gonna get stuff. You're gonna FOMO into everything. You're gonna have 37 pre-orders, and you've only stuck an NRD in each of them. You're gonna end up canceling a lot of them, losing your NRD.
Exactly. Like that. That's how you stay
It's
away
dangerous.
from like the hype. You shouldn't have to talk yourself into it. You should just there should just be a feeling that you get. That should just come easy. Like, yeah, this makes sense for my collection and for what I'm passionate about.
Eddie's like Lassie, who's just ran up from the well. What's that, boy? Someone's trapped down the well. Do you have something to say, Eddie?
I would probably have Mike's collection if you calculated all my NRDs that I've lost.
All right,
I'm like
damn.
an NRD guy, dude.
So we're speaking some sort of sense then.
Yeah, you guys are 100% right. It's like the battle of collecting, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's kind of part of the collecting journey. Like when you first
Yes.
get into it, I think we've all done that and then learned from it. Maybe
I didn't
we've made that
learn,
mistake a few
so.
more times.
You're
Neither do
right,
I
man.
sometimes.
When can I ask? When do I learn? Can you give me a
It's a
time
personal
frame?
journey. It's a personal journey. It's up to you.
Okay. Little side tangent on the show. What mistakes have you made
Jesus
collecting?
Christ.
As in, I'm looking at everyone. I'm not just picking on Eddie, because like we've all made mistakes. Like I've definitely made mistakes. What mistakes have you made that be like, I wish someone had told me this when I bought my first one? Don't do it. What mistakes have you made? Anyone want to
Hype
throw something out
buying.
there?
Definitely hype buying. Like buying something
Right.
that's like just quite hyped up at that time. And it might not be something I'm like, oh yeah, but everyone's like, this is a really good figure, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. You have it for like 2 weeks, you're like, it's a really cool figure, but I just don't look at it whenever I walk past it. It's just it's
That's a
nothing
bad
figure for
sign.
me.
Yeah. I think
and
Jay,
then you
brother
sell it.
Cousins, said that like he says if he puts something into the box, more often than not, that's the kiss of death, and he's going to sell it.
I test them. I'll put a figure that's on display. I'll put it in its box, and then if I don't miss it after like a week or two, it's fireworks going off. After like a week or two, then I'll sell it. If I'm like umming and ahhing, if I miss it, I'm like, nah, I'll take it back out and keep it. But, yeah,
Fair. So hype buying is something that you'd avoid. What have you hype bought that you're like? Did you sold these things? Did you hype bought, or have you sold?
I've pretty much sold everything that I've hype bought now. There was like there's a few troopers. There was some Iron Man for sure. Jesus, and fireworks popping off outside the window. I don't know if you can hear those. What else did I hype by? Oh, I've got a Batman that I hype bought, but ended up actually quite liking it. It's
What
the
was
Batman
that?
Forever, the Sonar one.
Oh yeah.
Because the films, I have nostalgic feelings for the film, but they're not.
Same as Eddie.
It's not a film that I'm like, oh yeah, I love that film. It's just like, oh, I remember that when I was a kid. That was great. But I kept that one in the end, I think.
Did you get Robin as well?
No, Robin, no.
Because I actually thought like, oh man, I thought the two of them looked so good together. Like,
I'm
you know,
slightly
and just
tempted.
the bright red of the Robin. He's probably like 35% off now.
He's cheap, yeah, and like late night eBaying, which is dangerous as well. Avoid that. You're kind of looking and you're like, oh, he's like like 150. I could do that, and then you're like, no,
You'd be creeping. You'd be creeping on an eBay after drinking a few.
Yeah. You put that watch on. Like, you get a notification 2 days later, and you're like, why did I watch that? Let's get rid of that.
Yeah. And like the thing is, like you're living in the UK as well. Like if you buy Robin 35% off on Sideshow, whatever. I'm guessing it's discounted now for Spectacular if it's still there. I don't know if it's on waitlist or not, but the thing is like
customs
with the customs. Yeah, there's going to be some big customs on that package.
Yeah. Gotta go Hong Kong.
Mike, I was just waiting for Mike just to. I do these for Mike. I do these for Mike. I do these things for Mike. I want to actually just check if my theory is right on that. So if I don't know, okay. So characters, brands. So DC Comics. I'm just looking here to see if he's waitlisted. I don't think he is waitlisted, but I could be wrong.
Robin?
Yeah.
No, neither of them are.
Okay. So I'm just looking here on Sideshow. Yeah, Robin. $250, which is a grand price. 25% off. I think it looks pretty damn cool if you're into Batman Forever. But even if not, it just looks pretty damn cool. I just love the it's going to pop on the shelf, and not for the reasons that we've been discussing. But yeah. The humble collector, selling my figures too many times, and being a minimalist is tough. Choosing what to buy. Yeah, that's fair,
true.
That's fair. Yeah. Go on.
I was going to say, I think like for me, it was a lack of patience when I first started, and I spent probably too much money too quickly. Thinking I needed to like complete the ideas I had in my head too fast. Like they were going to go away. The figures were going to go away and be hard to find or something.
Yeah.
Whereas like I maybe buy it now or make an offer on a figure that a week later I would see somebody got at a much better price at an auction, for example, on eBay, right? So it was kind of like a little bit of a lack of patience, I would say, was my biggest. And spending too much money in my first year. I went crazy in my first year. I think a lot of us do that.
Common theme, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a common theme among collectors. Yeah. I would say kind of similar. I've definitely it doesn't happen too often, but I definitely have hype bought. Well, not even like. I did like the figures that I bought. They were from IPs that I liked. Like I got the Heavy Mandalorian, and it's a bloody great figure. It looks the business. But then when I'm thinking about say my Mandalorian display, what figures do you really want in that display? Like, is the Heavy Mandalorian something that the episode he first appears or his best scene, is that something that you're going to speak as passionately about as say the Ahsoka here? No, because everything about that episode, the look of her and the outfit, the action scene she's involved in, the kind of the sense of the story, that part of the story which fits into the bigger story and the relationship with Grogu, and the her coming out of the forest where you have all those guys. They weren't droids. They were guys in masks. They sounded like droids, and the mist and the two lightsabers, the sounds of her lightsabers. The fact that Michael Biehn is in it, and that's pretty cool. The Kill Bill style fight between her and the girl with the Beskar. I'm never going to speak as passionately about the heavy infantry Mandalorian, even though he's pretty damn cool, as I would about say that, or the return of Boba Fett in season 2. When he I don't care what anyone says, man. That 2-pack, that is incredible. I know it's like bargain bin. I love the head sculpt on that Boba Fett. I like the fact that a bit of lore that he ended up living with the Tuskens and stuff like that. I love the reclaimed battle damaged armor. That scene where he comes in, like that episode of The Mandalorian should have been a microcosm for the direction that his show went in that we never got. It was Disney Plus and it wasn't great. Far from it.
Yeah.
So, but like, there's stuff that stay because you're like, no man, I love that. The Luke Skywalker, the Mando Luke, again, the final episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian, that is some of the best Star Wars content I've ever seen. I absolutely loved it, and I would love it in 10 years' time. And whereas, say, like, a Ketchup and Mustard Trooper, even though I'm a Stormtrooper collector, it was like, they're not the coolest troopers, the best design, you know? So yeah, I think you're right, Jim. Like, hype buying can be brutal. Little tip on Sideshow: if you do order from Sideshow and you put down your NRD and you are thinking about cancelling, wait until the thing gets delayed. Now, a lot of things are actually arriving early these days, which is a problem. But when things are delayed and they're outside, they're past their 6-month window, and obviously Sideshow went from the 3-month window to a 6-month.
Cheaters.
Yes, exactly. So that they could go, well, it's still inside its window, even if it arrives at the latter. It could still be technically 3 months late. If when from the days when we used to have 3 months windows, but now we have 6-month windows, so it could still be like into the 6th month essentially, and then arrive, and then you can't cancel, because you can cancel and keep your NRD if it's outside the window, but it has to be over 6 months late.
Yeah, definitely don't cancel before that, because there's no reason to. If you're not on a payment plan, just let it ride until it doesn't release, and then cancel it. But like you
also, one of my regrets is on the early days I bought far too much figures from Sideshow, and that's not shade against Sideshow. It's just that I've explained this multiple times before. I'll try to keep this in 30 seconds or less. You take a figure that's $400. Let's say it's an Iron Man. To ship it to Ireland, it's $50. Right there, that's expensive. And then when it gets imported, because of VAT and import charge, customs, add on another 33% of $450. So the $450, so 400 Iron Man then, with the shipping and the customs, you're talking, could cost you $600. It's not worth that. It's not worth that. It's expensive hobby. You don't need to be doing that either. Like, so I think one of my mistakes, not Sideshow's fault, that's just Irish government and VAT and stuff like that.
Same here.
So I wish I'd found like reputable Hong Kong based resellers sooner, because I've heard nothing but good things about 1/6 kit. I've used them once or twice, never any issues. Same as Toys Buying Agent, and obviously I buy 99% myself off Lion Rock, so I wish I'd found those earlier. But when you log on to Sideshow, when you type in Hot Toys website doesn't come up. The first thing that comes up is Sideshow. And you're like, what's the difference between Sideshow and Hot Toys? And you're like,
a lot of people.
This website is so, for the most part, it looks great. It's not the most user friendly, but it looks legit. It looks organized. You can have your, you can put a deposit in there and you don't have to worry about the rest of the payment. You can put a payment plan in there. It's relatively user friendly for buying things anyway. So that sucks you in, and you realized, but VAT though. So I wish I'd known that beforehand. So
yeah, I do like hearing you guys speak so passionately about this stuff, because most people, not most, but a lot of people, if you say, hey, what are you interested in? They say, I don't know. You know what I mean? They give you a very Eddie answer, even though that's not true about Eddie. But that's Eddie has a lot of interests. But when people see your collection, they, everything I'm saying to them is like, they're like, whatever, nerd. But that's very appealing that you're that interested in it, And so,
do you mean like the conversation we're having about the mistakes you made, or the actual why I have figure X or Y?
Yeah, both. Like the fact that you can talk about mistakes you made in a hobby that you're passionate about, or why you picked up one figure over another, why Ahsoka was so interesting to you. I mean, this is like a pretty rare thing that someone could speak for 5 minutes about a character entrance in a show that, you know what I mean? It's
no, I get it, man. I get it, and I appreciate
cool.
that as well. But the dopamine hit, like, say the Iron Man behind me is the Mark 6 2.0. It was my first ever Iron Man. It's my favorite Iron Man design. It's not the latest one that came out. Like, I'm probably not going to get that, but I want it lit up, and I had the fusion reactors in it. And I've done this multiple times before, but like, in order to get that, what's great about the Bleledens is like the corner of them are black, so the wires are black. So once you get to the corner and you put a bit of insulation tape on it, it disappears. You cannot see it. But the problem is, when I had the Mark 6 just standing on the glass, you could still see that little bit of cord going to the corner. Now it's not that bad looking, but I'm still like, I can do better. So the other day I took this square base. It was actually from the Terminator T-800 police shootout scene. It's a square base and it just has a road on it and the yellow markings on the road. I think a manhole or something like that. I don't know, but it's like very similar to the Mark 7 one. I think they reused the Mark 7 one. But now that he's elevated, the cord disappears behind it and goes to the corner, and you really can't see it, like, unless you're looking for it. And it took me about a half an hour to organize that. But when I come in here now, I just get this little, oh man, that looks so good. The point is, I'm walking away going like, I'm so happy how that went. That's exactly how I imagine my collection being. That was worth putting in the time. I'm not reposing that or taking it out for a year. You know what I mean? But like,
dude,
like
I know
all that
exactly
stuff matters.
I have that Wolverine, the Wolverine 73 base that he comes with like kind of a rocky structure. Or whatever.
Yes.
I was I wanted to cover up the hole for the stand for the head, right?
I gotcha. Yeah.
This is at 11 o'clock at night. I just like, I had this, so I take my phone out, would turn the flashlight on, and I'm walking down the street in my neighborhood trying to find a rock that would match the rocks. It's crazy. And I found the perfect one, and I look at it every day now, and I'm like so proud of it. And I brought my wife down, and I was like, which rock is a real rock and which one is from? And she couldn't figure it out, and I was so happy. It's so stupid, but we live for these things.
It's a little attention to detail which makes these figures cool. Like, I actually recently reposed that, and it's just sometimes a bit of a repose just reinvigorates your love for a particular character or piece. Like, but I'm just gonna read some of these. There's some really good comments coming in actually. So I just want to organize so we can see us all there. My mistake was not finding a way to order the original Ecto 1 from Blitzway. Word on the street, Moose, is that Ecto 1 is coming. That 2.0. The original one, again, take it with a pinch of salt, but word on the street. Word on the 6 scale streets. So the return of Boba Fett was the best scene in any Star Wars media. So goddamn good. It's definitely up there, man. Really, really good. Waiting for things to delay now, and it's just not happening. No, man. Things are arriving like that. I think some of the windows on these things, I think Balin was January.
Balin's exactly.
Yeah. So like that's insane. Like, here for the face-off, who won? I'm on a streak, Jose. 2 weeks in a row. So if you need to make your return, or like this particular clip is going to belong to me.
Is there no one else?
Yeah, you missed Eddie crying. He was all like this. He was just absolutely. he was like there was snot everywhere, and I'm not even messing. That just cracks me up every time. Ian says, right, now I have to say, Mike, oh my god, I'm not reading that. What's fan thinking about? I don't exactly. Oh, right, he's talking about your display behind you. Oh, I see. I think it's the statues you're talking about, Ian.
Maybe there are some Giger like statues.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That explains it. That's
That's
explained.
cool.
Have you read his book? Well, I don't. You don't read his books, but
The Necronomicon.
do you have? Yeah, it's
pretty
insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think what he's looking
Insane.
at, I have a space jockey back there, and if you know what that chair looks like.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I see it.
I can see it. I can't unsee it now.
Good eye.
It looks
little
questionable.
too good.
It looks questionable. But he was famous for like his artwork. Like, while is absolutely phenomenal, and we wouldn't have. We just Alien wouldn't exist. But it was really like kind of sexually driven and influenced and stuff. Do you know he actually designed a mic stand for Korn?
Yeah, I did
Did it?
know that. The silver
Jonathan,
that.
yeah,
kind of like
Jonathan
cool-
Davis's
Mhm.
mic stand was designed by.
And he said he
There's
was
a video
like,
game as well based on his artwork, which is a freaky game.
it's a
It's
very
good though.
freaky-
Scorn. It is good.
Cool.
Jonathan from Corn said every night he was always on edge because he didn't know if he was going to survive the show because he always thought that thing was going to kill him because it has all
Yeah.
these points and sharp things and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
That would make sense. That would make
Yeah,
sense.
it would make sense.
I think we're ready to finish up now, so we'll just have a look at very, very quickly on this. What we got? What we got? We got this. So, is anyone actually buying this beside Mike? I don't think so. The whatchamacallit, the Mandalorian.
Commando. Nah.
Nope.
Just me, I guess.
Um,
We can't all have bad taste. Moving on.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's not bad taste. It's your own collection. Look, I've nothing to say on this. It's from a video game. I don't play video games. It looks cool. Looks very like the same as the red and blue one they did. I actually quite like the white spider, and I know a lot of the kind of purists or the old school, they don't think the white spider looks particularly good. I've heard a lot of people say that anyway, but I think it's a great looking figure, but no interest from a video game that I haven't played and I probably will never play. But anyone keen on this?
Nope. Same. Looks cool, but not for me.
Does look cool,
Exactly
to be fair.
that.
I've got the black suit here. I think that is pretty
Nice.
cool. But yeah. That's just cool to me because it's a suit that I like from the comics, whereas this one is purely video game.
I like the
that's
darker
fair.
red on it. I didn't even notice that that's what makes it. Because I like the red and black look. And I don't love the white spider, but I like it more with that colorway.
Yeah.
But-
With the red and black.
Yeah, and I
I
didn't know
agree.
why I liked the new one so much, and I think it's that darker red or that like different tone of red that it looks really good with the black.
Yeah, I can see that. I didn't know that either.
Fair. Good stuff. I think we're more or less finished. The only other topic that we had here was the top middle one where the person was rolling back the clock. Just before you finish up there, so if you were to, you know, those figures that are kind of long sold out and you can't get them in your sideshow or your favorite retailer and you got to go to eBay or just hope and pray for someone to sell it off on a BST group at a chance that's affordable. Your DX13s type of stuff. I know the DX13 is out of that now because they've done a 2.0 or whatever. But yeah. For example, my one that I'd be willing to realistically go back and find would be the R2D2 Original Trilogy Deluxe one. Just branded Original Trilogy, not like A New Hope or Empire or Return of the Jedi. Because I want an R2, I wanted Original Trilogy. That one I've heard is fantastic. I've seen reviews in it. I would be willing to go back on that, but it is probably the cheapest I'm going to get that for. It's probably €400, and that's. Do I just wait until they inevitably do like a Return to Jedi or Empire Strikes or A New Hope R2? And even if they announce that today, I won't have it on hand for 18 months. And what's C-3PO going to do for the next 18 months? But yeah, the R2 is one I'd be considering going. I just go onto eBay and bang and get that or something like, you know. So if anyone in the chat is selling a mint Original Trilogy R2 Deluxe, hit me up. Friends and family, give me a decent discount. All good, yeah, thanks. Anyone? What would you be willing to work backwards on? Or would you not be?
I don't think it's a hard figure to find for cheap, but I've been on like a BVS Zack Snyder kick lately, and one Adam 12, I started streaming with him on Geo's channel on Sundays on the Movie Canon, and he did a review for the Man of Steel Superman, and I think that figure is underrated. I think it looks pretty damn good, and I think the likeness to Henry Cavill is actually better on that one than the Justice League one.
Oh yeah?
When I see it compared, yeah, I think the likeness is better. So I kind of want to go back and get that figure. I've never had it before. And I think you can get it for like under $200 now because everybody loves the Justice League one. And I love the base that one comes with, the Superman symbol. That base is sick. So I think I'm gonna go back.
I can't
and
remember,
find that
Eddie.
one.
Were you in on the INART BVS Superman, or were you? I can't remember what your
Yeah.
take on that was. Have you?
Yeah, I
ordered it,
love
or-
that one too, and I love that it came out awesome. And I have that one on order. I'm waiting for that one to ship, but I wouldn't mind having multiples of that.
Wow. So even though INART have done the BVS, you would still consider going backwards for the Hot Toys version?
Yeah, I think that I like that Zack Snyder verse enough to have multiples of all of those. I mean, I'm gonna have multiple Batman, different outfits, so I could always put him next to a different Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's fair. That's fair. Good stuff. What about yourself, Jim? Anything you'd consider working backwards on?
I'm kind of almost too scared to collect backwards these days, just some
Yeah.
of the 2.0s.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the only thing I consider would be Ripley from Alien, and possibly one of the Predators from AVP. Not a particularly good film. I just quite like those Predator designs, and I'm
Mhm.
more confident they wouldn't ever re-release that. But Ripley,
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fair,
could
'cause the Jungle
possibly
Hunter's coming.
happen.
The Jungle
Yeah,
Hunter's
so
coming.
I can get one of those because I need a Predator actually. I haven't got one, which is really frustrating. So that'll be probably on the PO list when I can.
There is one other thing actually I would actually, maybe not right now, but not a necessity, but in time I consider working backwards on that. Again, RoboCop again, Eddie. It's not just because Eddie's here, but the 2-pack with the Battle Damage RoboCop and Murphy. I think they did a great job on Murphy in his kind of armored bulletproof jacket and stuff like that. I think that's pretty damn good. But what about yourself, Mike?
It would just be the Xenomorph Warrior, Alien Warrior, but they're so expensive. You know, I've been looking and looking, and I know that they're coming out with the Romulus one, and maybe they'll.
So good.
Yeah, it looks great. I just wish I was a bigger fan of the movie, and
We're in the same boat. We had this
Yeah.
conversation, yeah.
yeah. But I wish they would, re-release the Warriors too. That'd be great.
I think it's going to happen,
Yeah.
man, because
Yeah.
they released Prey, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Predator, super!" And like I ordered it. I actually really like Prey, but now they are going to do the Jungle Hunter, because all the stuff we've seen that they're teasing that usually ends up in the graveyard is actually getting the 2.0 treatment.
It is.
We've
yeah.
seen the DX13 get the 2.0 with the new DX46. That Batman Returns 2.0, that's coming out as well. That Jungle Predator was teased. That's going to come. Hopefully that T1000 comes. But the Xenomorph, the same thing could happen. Like, assuming a Jungle Predator comes out, so they've done the new Predator and they've done the old Predator. Like, the Xenomorph is probably, from Romulus, is probably closer to the Xenomorph design from, say, Aliens, maybe not necessarily
Yeah.
Alien,
Mhm.
than the Prey is to Jungle Hunter. Like, you know what I mean?
I completely.
Like Prey and Jungle Hunter, they're very different to other predators, but the
Yeah, right.
Xenomorph from Romulus is possibly a bit closer to something from Aliens. So
Mhm.
they could just go, here's a Xenomorph, brand at Romulus. Everyone's like, okay, it's not necessarily Alien or Aliens the one I want, but we're going to jump on that.
Yeah.
And then 6 months to a year later, they go, okay, here's Big Chap, or here's an Alien Warrior from Aliens. So
Oh yeah.
could happen.
There's more of these
Could
films coming out now as well. I mean, there's meant to be 2 Predator films next year, I hear, and there's Fede's maybe coming back for a sequel to Romulus. So
Right.
Yeah,
There's
he's
Alien
mad.
Earth.
with it.
There's the
He
Alien
wants
TV
to-
show.
And there's of course, I forgot about that.
He wants to do like I think he wants to do an Alien versus Predator crossover, but I think it's going to be a romantic comedy
That would be.
where they get
Cool.
together.
This
Yeah,
is gonna be
yeah,
a
so-
musical.
Yeah,
Alien Folie à Deux.
nice. That was good. But it can't look much worse than the Alien at the end of Romulus. I think the third act just let me.
Oh
down.
my god! I know.
Yeah,
That was just.
yeah.
That was.
We got
Yeah,
Randy
I was
here.
done. I was
Oh,
done.
sorry. First of all, Phil, that's a good idea. At Jose G Hernandez, 3 players, Jose, Ian, and Shane. That'd be good, man. Because then you have the same format, but just 3 players, and we'll see. Like there'd be a lot of trash talk. Just come for trash talk. It's Randall saying, "I only work backwards if it's Star Ace." He's a big shill for Star Ace. Everyone knows that.
Randall.
Moose bought Alien Ripley Minton box for 253 out the door.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's a
Where
that's a
did he
banger
find
deal,
that?
but like, again, no disrespect, but I do think that Ripley needs the 2.0 treatment. For 250, super. But the same as the Sarah Connor. The Sarah Connor, it just, and even the T1000 needs a 2.0 treatment.
Actually, a quick shout out to Moose and Costa. I was on with them last night. Great group of guys. It was fun.
Where were you? Was that on?
It was
Points
on
articulation?
Yeah. We had a good time, and Moose won. Big champ. So congrats, Moose.
Good stuff. He won.
So Costa does like it's basically like a kind of game show, and I don't think he won a prize, but he won the respect of the audience.
Good stuff.
So we kind of give our opinions and different.
He got
things
bragging
like
rights.
that. He's got bragging rights. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Agent Silver Fox is saying Dutch 2.0 next year. I'll bet on it. I think Dante were saying that as well, that there's a Dutch coming as well.
I want Muddy Dutch.
Yeah. Could be. All right, I think we're more or less done there. So unless anyone else has anything else to say, no,
No thanks.
no last minute slight
thank you.
on Ian before we finish.
Wow.
Oh, we'd go on too long, I think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, it's true.
We'd be.
Shout out to all the panel members for joining us. Hopefully, I think Ian is due back next week. Hopefully, we'll see Dan as well. I know Jose is teaching a class for the next few weeks, but hopefully he'll be back as well. Shout out to Jose, actually made the questions, so really appreciate that. Look, folks, if you're watching now, it takes a second to like the stream. It does appreciate it. It does help the channel, helps get it out there. And if you're watching, you don't like it, hit the dislike button, go nuts. Subscribe to the channel, again, only takes a second. And yeah, look, we'll be back next week. I'm gonna go edit a video now. That's the video about the 6-scale glossary. It's not exhaustive, it's just, I think new collectors maybe would benefit more so than seasoned veterans. So I'm out of here. Anyone want to plug anything? It just sounded wrong coming out of my mouth. I'm out of here. Look, bye, lads. It's just,
It's been the night for it.
I know. Just some things are so upsetting. I think it's the perfect way to end the show. No, I'm out of here. Like, look, thanks, guys. See you.